Hello, Tim from Fairplay Now on the 23rd of September 2021, and I'm kind of looking around on my various news feeds and things like that, and I'm seeing a lot of encouraging news. The protests are just going on worldwide now, absolutely everywhere. Obviously, you've got them sort of protesting in France, Australia, but also so many other places as well. There's a lot of discontented people out there, and I think more and more people are joining in. It's not just a case that it's people like us, kind of truthers anymore. It's more kind of mainstream people. I don't know if you've seen this footage from Australia of the tradespeople protesting there in Melbourne, and also I've seen footage of sort of police and firefighters and nurses kind of doing protests. I think I saw a silent protest somewhere in Canada. Not sure if it was probably Toronto, but somewhere like that, and a couple of other similar protests like that kind of thing going on. So more and more people are joining us now, and I've been pointed in the direction by many people here. So thank you very much to the Project Veritas footage of the which shows the sort of doctors and nurses discussing a certain thing and calling it a pile of poo-poo, essentially. And I think there is just so many things like this happening now, and just seen a bit of footage. Mark Sexton, you might remember, the retired policeman. I think I did a video about him a couple of months ago where he went into a police station with a load of evidence and requested that the police there kind of start taking this seriously and looking into things. Well, I've just seen him on a video. He only did it a couple of days ago, on the late on the 21st, and he was saying that he was in a meeting with people like Dolores Cahill and the funeral director who I kind of talked about the other day, and a lot of other people, and also, to use his words, a senior MP as well was in this meeting, and the conclusion that they came to is that a certain treatment shouldn't be used. And he said, they're still kind of in discussions, although the actual meeting was over, that they're going to be looking into a few things and communicating with this senior MP, whoever it is, and we'll be coming up with more news in the very near future. We've then got the various election audits going on, which I'm hoping is going to be blowing the lid off of all of these kind of, alleged kind of election sort of whatever you want to call it, rigging events going on. Because honestly, who believes that the likes of Sadiq Khan and Sturgeon and Drakeford were all, and all the other ones around the world, were all kind of re-elected legitimately? So I think hopefully these audits will be coming to the fore very, very soon. Some people are saying that it might even be this week, but hopefully very soon. And I'm just hoping that a light is going to be shone into all of this sort of thing, and hopefully we'll start getting some movement and some answers very, very soon. But it just kind of feels to me that things are moving now. Could be wrong. We could just go back to sort of point zero again, slip back to point zero. But at the moment, I'm feeling very, very positive indeed. I'm going to be back later on after looking at some more news and bits and bobs, but I thought I'd leave you with some shots of this is going to astound you, and it's something that I learnt last weekend at the event I went to when Mark Devlin was doing his little chat, Musical Truths, and one thing he kind of illustrated was an album by a band called Supertramp. Now, kind of some years ago, they released an album called Breakfast in America, and what the album cover sort of depicts is really kind of a mock-up of the Manhattan kind of skyline, kind of viewed from the window of a plane. That's kind of where your sort of vantage point is, and there's a very jolly looking kind of American diner waitress lady holding up a sort of a kind of sort of a glass of orange juice, kind of looking like the Statue of Liberty, and then across the top is just written Supertramp in this fairly kind of slightly strange looking font, and the only two letters that you can't see completely are the U and the P for Supertramp. So the second and third letters, you can't see the bottom of it, so the kind of bottom of the U sort of chopped off because it's actually obscured by the Twin Towers, which at this point were still part of the Manhattan skyline. And you don't think too much of it, but if you kind of look at a reverse image, which hopefully appear here now, you'll see that when it's reversed, what you see is 9/11 right above the Twin Towers. Now, bear in mind that this album, Supertramp's Breakfast in America, was released in 1979, a full 22 years before the tragic events of 9/11. Don't know about you, but the sort of hairs on the back of my arms are sort of raised right now. Very, very spooky stuff, and it does make you wonder about a lot of this stuff. And I think if anything positive is going to come out of the events we've been suffering over the last 18, 19 months, it is that these shenanigans and the people behind them may well end up getting exposed and it may well start happening very, very soon. So let's hope and pray for that. Tim from Fair Play Now, thanks for watching.